All right, let's just get right into it. If you're an Android developer, you know this story. You start with your basic hello world, but pretty soon your app is a whole different beast. Complex screens, network calls, local databases, and all of a sudden, the biggest problem you have isn't a bug. It's the tangled mess your code has become. And this is where things get really interesting. The source material uses this fantastic analogy of the satin bowerbird. See, this bird doesn't just build a simple nest. No, it creates an entire architectural structure just to attract a mate. And that's the point, right? Good architecture isn't just about being tidy, it's about being ambitious. It's what separates you from the developers who are just, building simple nests.
So where does this all go wrong? Well, for a lot of us, it starts with a pattern we all know and love, Model View Controller, or MVC. It's the first thing you reach for when you want to get organized. But on Android, it's a trap.
I mean, in theory, MVC is just beautiful. It's so clean. You've got your model for all the data and business rules. You've got your view, which just paints pixels on the screen. And then you have the controller, the big boss, telling everyone what to do. Everything has its own little box. Perfect separation.
But, that's the textbook. The real question, the one that trips us all up, is what happens when you try to apply that beautiful theory to the messy reality of the Android framework?
And boom! This slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? On the left, that's the dream, 3 separate pieces. But on the right, that's what actually happens. Our activity, which should just be the view, also ends up handling all the button clicks, all the logic. It's forced to be the view and the controller. And just like that, the clean separation is gone. It's a total mess. The source material just nails it with this quote. Our activity becomes this monster doing 2 jobs at once. And when one component does too much, the entire architecture starts to crumble. And that leads to a whole world of pain.
And here's the biggest pain point, the thing that really hurts day to day. Your app becomes nearly impossible to test. All that critical logic you wrote, good luck writing a simple, clean test for it.
And why is that? Well, it's for 2 huge reasons. First, the Android lifecycle. You can't just say new my activity in a test. The operating system is in charge of that whole process. And second, activities are just drowning in Android-specific code. Things like the context, views, intents. Trying to fake all of that in a simple unit test is an absolute nightmare.
So this is the bottom line. All of your app's brains, the controller logic, is locked away inside this activity that you can't properly test. Your code becomes fragile, you can't refactor with confidence, and every new feature is a risk. That is the MVC trap. But okay, it's not all doom and gloom. There is a way out. There's a solution that was pretty much designed to fix this exact problem. And that's where we introduce the Model View Presenter Pattern, or MVP. And what I love about this slide is it shows just how elegant the solution is. Look at this table. The model stays the same. The activity, it's still our view. It still handles the UI. The one single game-changing move is the logic. We rip it out of the activity and move it into its own clean, simple class, the presenter.
So let's break it down. The model is still our data source. The view, our activity or fragment, now has one job and one job only: show stuff and listen for user taps. And the presenter? The presenter is the new middleman. It's the brains of the operation, telling the model and view what to do. But, and this is the key, it does all this without being an Android component itself. And the flow of information just becomes so much clearer, so much cleaner. So the user taps a button, the view doesn't think, it just immediately tells the presenter, hey, the user clicked this thing. The presenter does all the heavy lifting. Maybe it goes to the model to save some data, then it turns back to the view and says, okay, now show a success message. Each part has exactly one job. It's beautiful. So, what do we get for all this effort? What's the real prize at the end of the day? Well, it's the thing we were missing all along. Clean, and most importantly, testable code. This right here, this is the magic trick. The presenter, the class that now holds all of our important logic, is just a plain old Kotlin class. It doesn't know what an Android context is. It has no idea what a fragment is. It is completely, totally separate from the Android framework.
And this comparison says it all. In our old MVC world, the logic was trapped, tied to the Android lifecycle, and a total pain to test. Now with MVP, that exact same logic lives in the presenter. No Android dependencies, super easy to test. You can write simple, fast JUnit tests for the most important parts of your screen. It's a total game changer. So what's your reward? You finally get that true separation of concerns we wanted from the start. Your logic is a breeze to test. Your whole app becomes way easier to maintain and scale up.
And, as a little bonus, because the view and presenter usually talk to each other through a clear set of rules, what's called a contract interface, it even makes it easier for developers on a team to understand how everything fits together.
So we've walked through the problem, the pain, and the solution. We've seen how to get out of that MVC trap. The question now becomes, what do you do with this?
Look, your app is going to get bigger. You're going to add features. That's just a fact. So the real question you have to ask yourself is this: is the foundation you're building strong enough to handle that growth? Are you building a simple nest that's going to fall apart, or are you building something that's truly designed to last? That's the choice that defines a great developer.